Alrighty, and welcome back to Star Wars Review. Today is the weekly Star Wars recap for February 27th, 2024, which I haven't done one in about a month, so there's a lot to get into for this week's weekly Star Wars recap. So I'm just going to jump right into the new releases, starting off with everything that came out since the last weekly Star Wars recap. There was The Bad Batch, Season 3, Episode 1, Confined, Paths Unknown, and Shadows of Tantus, which were, the first 3 episodes of Season 3, which I quite enjoyed them. I should have full reviews out, either already or coming out in the coming days. Obviously, Episode 4 is about to come out also. There was also Young Jedi Adventures, Season 1, Episodes 20 through 25, The High Republic Escape from Valo, which was a middle grade novel, The High Republic Adventures Phase 3, Issue 3, Dr. Aphra Issue 40, Mace Windu Issue 1, Obi-Wan Kenobi Comic Adaptation Issue 5, Darth Vader Issue 43, and Star Wars Issue 43, which most of those were comics. I haven't read any of them, along with the High Republic and Young Jedi Adventure stuff I haven't read or watched either. But coming out this week is The Bad Batch, Season 3, Episode 4, A Different Approach, which will come out February 28th, 2024, alongside Thrawn Alliance's Comic Adaptation Issue 2 on the 28th, and a video game, Star Wars Dark Forces Remastered, which will come out on February 28th on, I think, all the game systems and PC, which I might get around to doing a playthrough of that one. But that's it for the new releases, so let's jump into the news. Starting off with some High Republic news, as we finally got the cover reveal for the next adult novel, Temptation of the Force, which the cover shows the Jedi Avar Kriss and Elzar Mann with a space-like background in the background. So nothing super crazy, but I like it. But the novel will be written by Tessa Gratton and released June 11th, 2024. But alongside the cover reveal, there was also a new description, which says, "The reunited Jedi prepare to strike back against the ruthless Nihil in the thrilling sequel to Star Wars The High Republic, The Eye of Darkness. For over a year, Jedi Masters Avar Kriss and Elzar Mann were kept apart by the Nihil Stormwall. After Avar makes a daring escape from inside the Exclusion Zone, the Star-Crossed Jedi are reunited. But while the physical distance between them has evaporated, their shared grief over their failure to protect the galaxy from the Nihil threat still remains. To rally the Jedi Order and the Republic, Avar and Elzar cling to their belief in serving light and life. Working together, they lead a daring mission into Nihil space to liberate the planet of Naboo, and show those trapped behind the Stormwall that the Jedi will never abandon them. Now back within close orbit of one another, the two Jedi Masters can no longer deny the bond that has always drawn them back together and made them stronger. After finally embracing their true desires and imbued with renewed purpose, Avar and Elzar devise a plan to turn the tide of the conflict with the Nihil once and for all. Accompanied by Jedi Knights Bell Zettifar, Buryaga, and Vernestra Rowe, the Jedi begin their hunt for Marchion Ro. But to seek out the Nihil's dangerous leader, the Jedi will have to survive the nameless terrors that they have thus far been powerless to stop. So yeah, I haven't read The Eye of Darkness yet, so, I don't really know what's going on with this one. And in fact, I haven't even finished Phase 2 yet, so, I'm pretty far behind on the High Republic stuff. But I really loved Phase 1, so I'm excited for this novel and to eventually start Phase 3 up. Hopefully I can get caught up before this novel comes out, which, like I said, is June 11th, 2024. But moving on to some video game news, it was revealed that a collection of the first 2 original Star Wars Battlefront games will be coming on March 14th, which will release on the PlayStation 4 and 5, Nintendo Switch, Xbox Series S/S, and Xbox One, and also PC, which will be $35, but it is currently on sale for $31, and I think on Steam, if you own the original classic Star Wars Battlefront or Battlefront 2, you can get it for like $27 or something like that. I don't know exactly there. All I know it was cheaper if you owned those original versions on Steam. I don't know if that's the case on Xbox, as they were backwards compatible on the Xbox, so I don't know. But I will say, this collection is a little pricey. I would have hoped it would have been $25 instead, as they are re-releases of basically 20-year-old games now. In fact, the first one is about 20 years old now. But, the biggest thing is that it will restore a lot of stuff like multiplayer online servers, which I think went away. Obviously, there was like fan-made servers, but it is nice to have official online servers, which are probably just easier to access and whatnot, and obviously playable on modern consoles like the PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch. Obviously, the multiplayer modes can be up to 64 players, which is cool. It's always nice having those big multiplayer modes. Obviously, the more recent EA Battlefront games also have that. But it seems like also the original Xbox versions of the games had exclusive stuff to it. And so they'll be bringing those exclusive maps and heroes to to the other platforms also, alongside the Hero Assault mode, which was playable on all the platforms, but it only had one map. But I guess on Xbox it had a bunch of maps, so that'll be the case on this re-released version. And it will obviously have all the other multiplayer modes and maps and whatnot included, which it will also include the campaigns from both games and the Galactic Conquest mode. So that's nice. As that's when I played the games back then. That's what I played because I didn't have access to the online servers. So I am excited for that, but I'm also excited to have the multiplayer servers. And with this re-release, will hopefully boost the players actually playing online. So there'll be more lobbies and whatnot, which like I said, it only comes out in a few weeks on March 14th. So I'm actually kind of excited for it. So yeah, I'll probably end up doing some playthrough videos on it and whatnot. But moving on to some comic news, it was revealed that a comic adaptation of the Disney Plus series Ahsoka will be coming from Marvel, which will have the same team which worked on the Mandalorian comic adaptations for Season 1 and Season 2, with Rodney Barnes writing, and Stephen Cummings and George Gianti doing the art. And like the Mandalorian ones, it'll be 8 issues long, each issue adapting an episode, and it'll start in July, I think it is. So yeah, that's pretty much all the news there is there. I am surprised they're skipping past the Mandalorian Season 3 and the Book of Boba Fett. Obviously, Ahsoka is probably more popular right now anyways, so, makes sense that they would want to get this comic adaptation out now. I don't know if they'll go back and do Season 3 or the Book of Boba Fett at all, but I don't really care because, I don't really care for these TV comic adaptations, mainly because so far they really haven't added anything, and there's more kind of abridged versions of the episodes, so I don't really care for them that much. I'd prefer to get comic adaptations of some of the novels like they're doing right now for Thrawn Alliances. Anyways, moving on, it was also revealed that The Phantom Menace will be returning to theaters on May 3rd, 2024 for its 25th anniversary, which alongside the announcement, we got a new poster for The Phantom Menace from Matt Ferguson, who did posters for The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi for their 40th anniversaries, which I really like those posters, and I really love this Phantom Menace one. Probably my favorite of the ones he's done so far. And hopefully he'll do posters for all the movies for their anniversaries or whatever, because I quite like them. Obviously, The Phantom Menace returning to theaters is cool. I don't know if I'll go see it or not. I don't know. Depends. But speaking of 25th anniversaries, LEGO will also be celebrating the 25th anniversary of the LEGO Star Wars line of sets. As they launched alongside The Phantom Menace back in 1999. And so there's going to be a couple 25th anniversary sets. As of right now, we don't know all of them, as it seems like they'll be releasing 25th anniversary sets throughout the year. But we did learn of some of them. And some of them will come with new exclusive minifigs, which 5 years ago for the 20th anniversary, they did remakes of a couple sets. And they each came with a kinda exclusive minifig. It just was a, the old yellowed skin minifigs they had back then. So, it just was more re-releases of those classic minifigs. But this time around, it'll be brand new minifigs of characters we haven't gotten before. So far, they revealed 2 sets which will have these minifigs. First, there's Boarding the Tantive 4, which will be set number 75387. We'll have 502 pieces, cost $54.99, which the set will come with 7 total minifigs, which the exclusive one is ARC Trooper 5s from the Clone Wars. which it's nice to finally get a Fives minifig, as I was surprised they never actually did one, or at least one with the ARC Trooper. But the normal minifigs are Darth Vader, Captain Intellis, 2 Stormtroopers, and 2 Rebel Troopers. And it's a little build version of the scene from A New Hope when Darth Vader boards the Tantive 4. It's a cool looking set. I actually quite like it for a more smaller, more play type of set. But the next set is a mid-scale R2-D2, which will be set number 75379. We have 1,050 pieces and costs $99.99. And will come with 2 minifigs, one of which is R2-D2, but the exclusive minifig is Darth Malak from KOTOR, or Knights of the Old Republic. So it's nice to get a video game character minifig. I do wish they would do more sets based off of the video games. Like recently, the Jedi, Fallen Order, and Survivor games. I would love more sets based on that game, and obviously Knights of the Old Republic also. As the only video game set they did recently was the buildable BD1 from Jedi Fallen Order. But obviously for the mid-scale R2-D2, it is, solid looking. It wasn't long ago that they did a larger scale R2-D2. It was only like 3 years ago. In fact, it's not even a retired set yet, so it's kind of interesting that they're doing this now. Obviously, it is a lot different than, because it is smaller and therefore also a lot cheaper. I think the bigger R2-D2 is currently $240, so this one's, $140 cheaper. But, I am just surprised they're doing it without retiring the bigger one yet. Obviously, the bigger one's a great set. I really loved building that one. But those are the 2 25th anniversary sets. We'll have a minifig. There are 3 more branded as 25th anniversary sets. They're all mid-scale ships. There's the Millennium Falcon mid-scale version, which will be set number 75375. We'll have 921 pieces and cost $84.99. Then there's the mid-scale Tantive 4, which will be set number 75376. We'll have 654 pieces and cost $79.99. And finally, the mid-scale Invisible Hand, which will be set number 75377. We'll have 557 pieces and cost $49.99. Which the 3 sets don't come with any minifigs. But I like all 3 of them. They're nice, smaller display ships. It is also nice to get the Invisible Hand, as that is a prequel ship, which I don't feel like they've made one in a while at least. So that is nice to get them. Obviously, wish they came with minifigs, but that's, not a big deal. I do like the smaller mid-scale ships here. I do think they released one last year. I think it was one of the Star Destroyers, I think. I think they did. I can't remember. But that's all the Lego news. But we do got to end the episode off with some sad news, as a few weeks ago, actor Carl Weathers passed away at the age of 76 on February 1st, which he starred in the first 3 seasons of The Mandalorian as Grief Karga, which he also directed 2 episodes, the Season 2 episode, Chapter 12, The Siege, and the Season 3 episode, Chapter 20, The Foundling. But obviously he starred in a bunch of other movies, like in the Rocky films as Apollo Creed, the first Predator film, the comedy film Happy Gilmore, and, several other movies. And obviously, like I mentioned, Grief Karga in The Mandalorian, which, those 4 roles I mentioned, he's great in all those. I really love his performances in all those movies and series and whatnot. Every time he showed up in anything, just his presence alone made any movie or TV series he was in just so much better. So I am sad that we'll never get to see him again as Grief Karga or in any other new or returning role. So yeah, but obviously this is a weird thing to try to segue out of, but that's gonna be it for this week's weekly Star Wars recap. I'll return next week, maybe, I don't know, talking about something. But in the meantime, you can check out all my Bad Batch reviews, as that's going to be starting up again now. And so you can check out my reviews for that when those come out later this week. But that's going to be for this one. I've been Star Wars Review, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.
They Give us a real challenge.